After 11 hours of grueling, non-stop rowing under the sun, MrBeast and his crew were exhausted. They were just half a mile from their destination. But right as they approached the finish line, an invisible force grabbed hold of their raft and shoved it backward into the open ocean, forcing Jimmy to fire a rescue flare and end the challenge. How does a massive, day-long physical effort by 5 grown men get entirely neutralized in a matter of minutes? On the open ocean, the laws of physics dictate survival, regardless of human willpower or engineering. To understand their failure, we have to look back at day 1. 5 guys with virtually no sailing experience were dropped onto a remote, sweltering patch of land with a handful of basic supplies. To escape, they had to construct a functional sailboat completely from scratch, one capable of supporting 1,000 pounds over miles of open water. Before they even tied the first knot, temperatures near 100 degrees, severe dehydration, and a swarm of venomous spiders aggressively drained their physical stamina. The dense jungle tested their bodies, but it was merely a warm-up. Navigating the Pacific would demand a brutal lesson in fluid dynamics. A vessel carrying 5 adult men requires extreme buoyancy to stay afloat. They needed materials that displace a large volume of water relative to their weight. The solution washed up on the beach, 4 intact blue barrels, providing the exact structural displacement needed. They harvested bamboo for the upper deck, a lightweight, hollow flora keeping the raft's center of gravity low. By lashing exactly 17 intersecting crossbeams over those barrels, they ensured the hull wouldn't violently split apart under the tension of crashing ocean waves. Finally, they mounted a Polynesian-style crab claw sail, designed to catch localized tailwinds pushing toward their target. They had successfully engineered a seaworthy vessel out of literal trash. But while human ingenuity can build a boat, ingenuity alone cannot propel it across the sea. Their launch strategy was actually quite clever. They timed their departure to align with the outgoing coastal tide, letting the receding water naturally pull them away from the shoreline. This image shows a deep, fast-moving oceanic channel. This treacherous geographic obstacle sat directly between their starting beach and their destination. A channel current moves millions of gallons of water perpendicularly. It acts like a liquid treadmill, dragging the crew sideways into the open ocean. Fighting this lateral drift required strict 15-minute rowing rotations just to maintain a sluggish speed of 1 mile per hour. This relentless lateral force, compounded by snapping plastic oars, exhausted their limited physiological battery long before they reached the finish line. By the 11th hour, they were a mere half-mile from the island, but they were rapidly approaching the expiration of a critical 20-minute tidal window. A tidal shift is a planetary mechanic. The moon's gravitational pull dictates an absolute reversal in coastal water flow. The massive body of water previously assisting their momentum instantly flipped, becoming a dense liquid blockade pushing against the raft's hull. At exactly the same time, an unpredictable crossbreeze swept in. Their makeshift sails stopped acting like an engine and instead became a parachute, catching the wrong wind and pulling them further backward. In that highly specific 20-minute window, the remaining physical output of 5 exhausted men was mathematically overpowered by the sheer volume and gravitational force of the reversing Pacific tide. The crew achieved something remarkable. They scavenged the beach, engineered a functional watercraft, and executed a grueling survival plan right up to the final few thousand feet. But Mother Nature operates on a strict, unbreakable gravitational schedule. The ocean does not negotiate with exhaustion. A brilliantly designed boat is entirely useless if its voyage actively fights the invisible physics of the sea. True survival requires understanding, respecting, and synchronizing with the absolute laws of nature.